Good morning, children. Let's continue from page number 121. Sitting down, she looked to see who had spoken. It was an elderly man who had honestly been concerned for her, but she was annoyed by his attention. So, Valli sat down and she tried to see who had asked her to sit. It was an elderly man, a grown up man he was, and he was very much concerned about her because she was standing at the seat, and whenever, if the brakes are applied, she may fall down. So the man was concerned for her, and that's why he asked her to sit down. But Wali didn't like that. She was annoyed by that. She was not happy when the man asked her to sit down. There's nobody here who is a child, she said haughtily. I have paid my 30 paise like everyone else. Then, after sitting, she said, To whom are you saying? There is not any child. And very proudly she said, I have paid full 30 paisa like everyone else has paid. So don't you dare to call me a child. Actually, she wants to say that. The conductor chimed in. Chimed means to break into a discussion. So when the conductor heard all this, he just come and he disturbed them, or he intervened in their conversation. Oh sir, but this is a very grown up madam. Do you think a mere girl could pay her own fare and travel to the city all alone? And he further said, Sir, don't worry, she is a grown up girl. She is a madam. And can you think of a little girl could pay her own price of the ticket, and a little girl could travel to the city all alone? Sorry, children. So don't you say that she is a child, she is a grown up madam. Wali shot an angry glance at the conductor and said, I am not a madam. Please remember that. And you have not yet given me my ticket. So when the conductor came and disturbed them, Wali gave an angry look. Glance is an angry look. So very angrily she looked at the conductor and she said, No, I am not a madam. And remember, you have not given me my ticket. I will remember, the conductor said, mimicking. Mimicking means copying. So the conductor, he tried to copy Wali and said, Yes, I remember. He tried to copy her tone. Everyone laughed and gradually Wali too joined in the laughter. So when the conductor copied, or when he tell her in the same way that I will remember, then everyone in the bus, they started laughing, and Wali also couldn't stop her laugh and she also joined them in the laughter. The conductor punched a ticket and handed it to her. Just sit back and make yourself comfortable. Why should you stand when you have paid for a seat? Then the conductor, he took out a ticket from his bag, he punched it, and then he gave that ticket to her, and he asked her to go and sit at the back and to be comfortable there, because she had paid full money for the seat, so there is no need to stand up. So she asked him, so why are you standing? It's good, you have paid the money for the full seat, and it's better if you go and sit there. Because I want to, she answered, standing up again. Then Wali said, No, actually, I want to stand up and I want to have a look of the outside scene. That's why. And she again stood up. But if you stand on the seat, you may fall and hurt yourself when the bus makes a sharp turn or hits a bump. Bump is it's a small breaker, you can say, a small raised area on the road. So then the conductor said, but if you keep on standing and suppose there comes a breaker, and if the driver applies a brake, or if the bus takes a sharp turn, so there are chances that you may fall down. That's why we want you to sit down, child, and that's why I ask you to sit. I'm not a child, I tell you, she said irritably. I'm 8 years old. Irritably is in a way which causes annoyance or anger. Then when the conductor again called her a child, then she became irritated. She was annoyed with him, and again she said, I'm not a child. I am grown up. I am 8 years old. Of course. How stupid of me. 8 years, my. Then the conductor said, Oh, yes. Sure, you are 8 years old. I am very stupid. Actually, I forgot. He just makes fun. The bus stopped, some new passengers got on, and the conductor got busy for a time. Afraid of losing her seat, Vali finally sat down. So a stop came there. The bus stopped there and some new passengers get inside the bus. Now the conductor was busy in giving them tickets. For some time he became busy, and since now some more passengers have boarded in, so Vali was afraid that maybe that someone may come and took her seat. So in order to just protect her seat, she sit down finally. An elderly woman came and sat beside her. Are you all alone, dear? She asked Vali as the bus started again. Now, an old aged woman, she came there and she just sat beside Vali, and she asked her if she was all alone or is there anyone with her. And when she was asking this, the bus started its journey again. Vali found the women absolutely repulsive. Repulsive means not likable. The actually Vali didn't like the lady at all. And why it was so? Such big holes she had in her ear lobes, and such ugly earrings in them. Actually the lady was not good looking. She was old in age and she had very big holes in her ear, and she was wearing very ugly earrings in them, and she could smell the betel. Betel, it's you can say it's Asian palm supari जिसे कहते हैं. She was chewing that betel nut, and the woman was chewing and see the betel juice that was threatening to spill over her lips at any moment. Oh, who could be sociable with such a person? Now the she was chewing betel, and when she spoke to Vali, some you can say some Beetlejuice also. Threatening means bullying to some degree. So some you can say some Beetlejuice also leaked from her lips, and it was just about to fall on Vali, and this all made Vali just she didn't like the women, and she just thought in her mind, who could be sociable with such a person? Means who would like to have a talk, or who would like to have a conversation with such a woman who is just chewing a beetle, and when she spoke, that juice was coming out of her lips and it was just falling on the other person. So Vali didn't like at all that. Yes, I'm traveling alone, she answered curtly, and I have got a ticket too. Curtly means showing displeasure. So in her talk, she just showed also that she didn't like talking to her, and she just answered that yes, she was traveling alone, and she told that she had got a ticket also. Yes, she is on her way to town, said the conductor with a 30 paisa ticket. And the conductor also came, and he answered the old lady about Vali that yes, she is going to the town and she has purchased a ticket also. Oh, why don't you mind your own business? Said Vali. But she laughed all the same, and the conductor laughed too. Then Vali said, why are you interrupting in between? Why don't you do your own work? And then she laughed, saying that, and along with that, the conductor also laughed. Now Vali has started liking that person because he was a very jolly person. But the old woman went on with her drivel. Drivel means very nonsense type or very silly things. Is it proper for such a young person to travel alone? Do you know exactly where you are going in town? What's the street? What's the house number? Now when the old lady come to know that the girl is all alone traveling in the bus, she became a little bit concerned, and as usual, as the elderly people do, she just started asking her, do you know where you have to go? At which place you have to go? What is the street? What is the house number, etc.? She just asked all these questions. You need not bother about me. I can take care of myself, Vali said, turning her face towards the window and staring out. Then Vali said, you need not to worry about me. I can take care of myself. I am a grown up, I am 8 years old girl. And she just turned her face toward the window and she started looking outside. Children, this oral comprehension you will do yourself from the whole chapter. Her first journey, what careful, painstaking. Painstaking means very careful and very thorough. Elaborate plans means very large plans she had to make for it. She had thriftily saved. Thriftily means very carefully. saved whatever stray coins came her way, resisting every temptation to buy peppermints. Resisting means you can say overcoming or avoiding, and temptation means alluring to buy peppermints, candies, etc., toys, balloons, and the like. And finally, she had saved total of 60 paisa. How difficult it had been, particularly that day at the village fair. But she had resolutely stifled. Resolutely means very determined, in a very determined way. And stifled, resolutely stifled together, it means very in a controlled way and with strong determination. A strong desire to ride the merry-go-round. It's a swing, even though she had the money. So now in this paragraph, it is told how she had saved the money for the bus journey. So it was a first journey, and it was very careful and very thoroughly. She had planned everything. She had made very big plans for this, and for that she had saved every coin that she found in the house. You know, sometimes it is the habit of our mothers that they always keep the change somewhere in the mandir, somewhere in the kitchen, and like that. So wherever Vali found that money, she just collected that money, and she avoided all the temptations to buy the toys, toffees, peppermints, balloons, etc. And in that way, she had saved the total 60 paisa. But it was very difficult for her, because in between she had visited the village fair also, and there uh, she had seen the children taking the ride of the swing, that was the merry-go-round. She had the money also, but she, with strong determination, she avoided all that. She controlled her desires, and in that way she saved the money, because she had planned to take the bus ride, and for that she was saving all that money. After she had enough money saved, her next problem was how to slip out of the house without her mother's knowledge. Slip out means to come out. So when she had saved the money, her next problem was to come out secretly of the house and without her mother's knowledge, so that her mother did not know Vali is coming out of her house. But she managed this without too much difficulty. But she was succeeded in doing that. Every day after lunch, her mother would nap from about 1 to 4 or so. So, but this was not difficult for her to manage, because every day after taking her lunch, it was her mother's habit to take a nap, is to take a short sleep. Rather, actually, it's not a short sleep, rather, it is from 1 to 4, means from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock almost, her mother used to sleep daily after having her lunch. So, this was the best time. It suits Vali's bus also, so she managed it easily. Vali always used these hours for her excursions, as she stood looking from the doorway of her house, or sometimes even ventured out into the village. So, when her mother used to sleep, at that time, when Valli did her favorite pastime, that was she spent these hours for her pleasure. Excursions are pleasure. She spent this time standing at the doorway of her house and looking outside what is going on in the street. And sometimes she had even ventured, means she dared to come out into the village also. And today, these same hours could be used for her first excursion outside the village. And she had planned that today she will use this time, these 4 hours, for her first journey into the bus, and she will go into the town by taking the ride of the bus. The bus rolled on now, cutting across a bare landscape, now rushing through a tiny hamlet, or seemed on the point of gobbling up another vehicle that was coming towards them, or a pedestrian crossing the road. And now, finally, the day has come when Valli has started taking her first ride into the bus. Now she was sitting into the bus was moving, crossing all the first the it was the bare landscape, then it was rushing through a tiny hamlet, or past an old wayside shop, means on the side of the road sometimes came a shop, sometimes came a small pond, and sometimes the bus seemed on the point of gobbling up another vehicle. Sometimes the bus is uh, it is passing, or you can say taking over another vehicle that is coming in front of it. Or sometime a pedestrian means a person who is walking on foot, it crosses that. And so Valli was just enjoying all that. But lo, somehow it passed on smoothly, leaving all obstacles safely behind. But the whatever is coming on the way, the bus is just crossing. It was leaving all the obstacles, means the hurdles. It was leaving all the hurdles back, and it was moving very safely. Trees came running towards them, but then stopped at the bus, reached them, and simply stood there, helpless for a moment by the side of the road, before rushing away in the other direction. Now, since Valli was seeing this for the first time, so she was thinking that everything was coming in front of her. She saw the trees. It seemed to her that they were running towards the bus. Then they come just beside the bus. They stood there, and then they rushed back. uh, and the bus was moving forward, and for her the trees were going back. So it was all new for Valli. Suddenly Valli clapped her hands with glee. Glee means with happiness. Suddenly Valli started clapping. She was very happy. A young cow, tail high in the air, children, you can see the picture also, tail high in the air, was running very fast right in the middle of the road, right in front of the bus. Now suddenly Valli was very happy. And why it was so? Because suddenly Valli saw a very young cow. She was just running in the middle of the road in front of the bus, and her tail was high. Actually, the cow was afraid. Whenever an animal is afraid, you will always see that their tail will be high up in the air. So it was the same. That cow, it was running in the middle of the road just in front of the bus. The bus slowed to a crawl, and the driver sounded his horn loudly again and again. Now the driver applied the brakes. The bus started moving very slowly. Then the driver gave horn to, so that the cow, it can give way to the bus, so that it can move away. So he gave the horn again and again. But the more he honked, sorry children, the more he honked, the more frightened the animal became, and the faster it galloped, always right in front of the bus. See the picture. The cow is shown very afraid, and it is just running in just ahead of the bus. So as the more he gave the horn, the cow, it became frightened, and it ran very fast. Galloped means ran very fastly. So it started running very fast, and it was still in front of the bus. Somehow, this was very funny to Valli. She laughed and laughed until there were tears in her eyes. For Valli, it was first time this was happening like this. So everything was new for her, and this made her laugh. And she laughed so much that tears were there in her eyes. You know, children, whenever we laugh too much, along with that laugh, tears also come. So that happened with Valli also. There were tears rolling out from her eyes. Hey lady, haven't you laughed enough? Called the conductor. Better save some for tomorrow. And when the conductor saw this, he came towards her, and he said, Lady, you have laughed a lot. Save some for tomorrow also. Don't laugh so much today only. Means just he wanted to say, stop now, and uh, keep your or save your laughter for the next day also. At last, the cow moved off the road, and soon the bus came to a railroad crossing. Then finally, the cow, it go away from the road, and then the bus, it was crossing a railroad. It was a railway track there, and the bus was crossing that. A speck of a train could be seen in the distance. Speck means a very small amount. A train was coming also from a very far away, and only a very small sight could be seen of the train, growing bigger and bigger as it drew near. And it was coming towards the bus. It was becoming bigger and bigger in size. Then it rushed past the crossing gate with a tremendous roar and rattle. And then finally, the train, it just crossed the gate with a very great sound. Tremendous is very great, and rattle is to make a repeated sound, the way the sound which a train makes. So suddenly it crossed that railroad, and with a very huge sound it crossed there. You must have seen, children, whenever you stand on the railway, just beside the railway crossing, and a train came, it make a huge sound. So the same happened there also, and the whole bus started shaking. Then the bus went on the past the train station. From there it traversed a busy, well laid out shopping street, and turning entered a wider thoroughfare. Then the bus crossed that train station, and from there it crossed a busy road. It was a very busy road. There were streets on both the sides. Then it turned and it entered a very open area. Thoroughfare means a very busy public road it was. There were shops on both the sides, and so many, a crowd was there. It was a very busy road. Such big bright looking shops, and the shops, they were very big, they were very shiny. What glittering displays of clothes and other merchandise. Such big crowds. Now they have entered into the, you can say it was a market. There were many shops, they were all shining, and beautiful clothes were hanging there in the shops. And merchandise is the things which are for sale. So things, they were hanging there, and it was very crowded place. Struck dumb with wonder, Valli gaped at everything. Now she was amazed to see all that. She had never imagined that she will see all that. So she was very much surprised, and she just wanted to just keep all those, the beautiful sight into her mind for always. So she looked at all the things very keenly. Then the bus stopped, and everyone got off except Valli. And then finally the bus came to a halt. It stopped, and everyone come out of the bus. Only Valli was there inside. She was sitting there on her seat. Hey lady, said the conductor, aren't you ready to get off? This is as far as your 30 paisa takes you. Then the conductor came towards her, and he asked if she is not coming out of the bus. And then he also told her that this is the stop. Now the bus will not move forward, and this is the place where her 30 paisa could bring her. No, Valli said, I'm going back on the same bus. She took another 30 paisa from her pocket and handed the coins to the conductor. Then Valli said, no, I'm not coming out of the bus. I will sit here only, and in the same bus I will go back to my village. And then she took out 30 paisa that was in her pocket. She took out that, and she gave that coins to the conductor. Why? Is something the matter? Then the conductor said, why? Why are you not coming out? Any problem? No, nothing's the matter. I just felt like having a bus ride, that's all. Then Valli said, no, there's no problem. I just have an urge to take a ride of the bus, and that is what I'm doing. That's all. Don't you want to have a look at the sights now that you are here? Then the conductor further asked her, don't you want to have a look at the different shops and the different things? If you have come here, then you must take, or you must come out and have a look at all the things all by myself. Oh, I would be much too afraid. Then she said, I'll do it myself. No, I am very much afraid. I'll not come out of the bus. Greatly amused by the girl's way of speaking, the conductor said, but you were not afraid to come in the bus. Then the conductor, he was very much pleased the way the way Valli answered her questions, and the way she spoke. He was very much pleased with that. And then he said, now you are afraid of coming out, but you were not afraid to come in the bus alone. Nothing to be afraid of about that, she answered. Then Valli said, what is there to afraid of? Coming in the or taking a ride of the bus, there is nothing to afraid. But coming out of the bus and taking means seeing the things from there outside the bus, it may be a little bit dangerous. Means she was a smart girl, so she knew that it could be dangerous to come out of the bus. So she said, no, I am here, okay, and I'll not come out of the bus. Well then, why not go to that stall over there and have something to drink? Nothing to be afraid of about that either. Then he said, conductor said, okay, come out and go to that stall, have something to drink. There's nothing to be afraid of. If you will come out of that and have some drink, you need not to worry, or you need not to be afraid of that. Oh no, I couldn't do that. Then Valli said, no, I'll not do that. Well then, let me bring you a cold drink. Then the conductor offered her that ki, I will bring you a drink if you want. Then Valli said, no, I don't have enough money. Just give me my ticket, that's all. Then Valli said, no, I don't have money for anything drinking or eating. You just give me the ticket, that's all. It will be my treat and not cost you anything. Then the conductor said, don't worry about the money. I am giving you a treat. I can give you something to drink. No, she said firmly. Please, no. Firmly means with determination. She denied very strongly. No, please, I don't want anything to eat or drink. You just give me the tickets. The conductor shrugged. Shrug means to raise the shoulders. Or you can say to express some doubts. Okay, he shrugged his shoulders, and they waited until it was time for the bus to begin the return journey. Again, there were not many passengers. So, the conductor also waited for the time. It was a time when the bus has to stop there. So, Valli waited for that time, and so that the bus can again start her return journey. And again, when the bus was ready for the return journey, there were not many passengers in the bus. So children, that's all for today. Rest we will do in the next class.